What is going on, guys? The all-new Nissan Z is here, and it is pretty epic. So here is everything you need to know about the new car. The Nissan Z has been incredibly successful for Nissan since its original inception back in 1969 with the original Fairlady Z. We had the 240, the 280, the 300, the 350Z, the 370Z, and now the Nissan Z. With the release of the new Supra and the fact that they've been making the 370 for legitimately 10 years now, it was time for a new car. Now, traditionally, the Z line have been named based on their US spec engines. So the 240Z had a 2.4 liter engine, the 350 had a 3.5, the 370 had a 3.7 liter. So a lot of us expected the new car to be called the 400Z. But it doesn't have a 4-liter engine. It's powered by a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6, making 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. That's a massive upgrade over the 370Z that made 50 less horsepower. For reference, the new Mark V Supra, when it first came out, made just 15 more horsepower than the old car 10 years after the Mark IV stopped production. Okay, one of the best parts about the Z, and a really big reason to choose it potentially over the Toyota Supra, is the fact that it comes with a 6-speed manual transmission. Thank you, Nissan. That's exactly what this car needed. A lightweight 400 horsepower sports car that's rear-wheel drive begs for a manual transmission, and Nissan have put it in the car. It's one of the biggest downfalls of the Supra. I'm not a huge fan of that automatic transmission, and having a manual and being able to row your own gears would be so much more fun. Now, Nissan has given you 2 transmissions to choose from, the 6-speed manual, which is the obvious choice, and a 9-speed automatic transmission with paddles on the steering wheel that are actually from the Nissan GT-R. The Nissan Z also provides really good performance for the money. It's set to hit the streets next spring in 2022, and cost just $40,000 for its base price. For reference, a Toyota Supra with the smaller dinky 2-liter engine that makes 255 horsepower costs $3,000 more. It's 43 grand as a base price. And if you want the Supra that makes 382 horsepower, still less than the Nissan Z, it'll cost you 51 grand. So an $11,000 difference when you're getting more horsepower in the Z, and it comes with a manual. So far, things are looking pretty good for the Nissan. Before we continue, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Upstart. Over the last year, so many Americans have experienced financial hardship. But the good news is Upstart is here to help you regain your footing and get things back on track. Upstart is a super fast and easy way to pay off all your debt with a personal loan done completely online. Whether you're paying off your credit cards or your car note, Upstart has helped over 500,000 people get one fixed monthly payment. Upstart realizes you're more than just your credit score and is providing more access to affordable credit. Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and your current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. Literally within 5 minutes, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 and $50,000. And the amazing part is, after accepting your loan, you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today by going to upstart.com/VV. That's upstart.com/VV. Make sure to use my link so they know I sent you, upstart.com/VV. Let's get on to the video. The Nissan Z now has electronic power steering. Now, this technology has improved a lot over the last couple of years, and considering they use it in Ferraris now, hopefully you'll still have some sort of communication between the steering wheel and the road beneath you. The torsional rigidity of the chassis is 10% stiffer than the previous generation car. We've also got new suspension as well. We've got control arms in the front, multi-link suspension in the rear. You can also get an optional limited slip differential if you want improved handling, and of course the ability to pull some awesome drifts. Let's talk looks. The new Z borrows a lot of styling cues from past generation cars while still looking incredibly modern. On the original 240Z, we had that large rectangular front grille, which is made much larger for additional cooling, but also to fall in line with the current automotive's world of selling a grille with a small car attached to the back of it. Jokes aside, it actually does look pretty good. Now on the 240Z, we also had round headlights. We don't have round headlights in the case of the new car, but they did a really cool design technique that I really enjoy. The daytime running lights have an upper curve and a lower curve, so when those are just on, it actually creates this cool kind of modern skewed circle, which I think looks really nice. Around back, the taillights are very, very similar to the 90s 300 ZX, but with a modern twist. I think it looks really nice. I also really enjoy the two-tone paint scheme that they've come out with the lower portion in blue and the roof in black, and we've got that pretty silver outline as well. It's actually referred to as the katana line. If you look at the silver accent from the A-pillar that runs all the way to the back of the car, it actually looks quite like a katana. Overall, I do really like the way it looks. It's got some old history in the car with some styling cues of vehicles of the past and a modern twist all at the same time. I will say though, I am a bigger fan of the exterior of the Supra over the new Z. Now, Nissan is offering a special edition version of the Z called the Proto Spec Z. Probably because when they unveiled the prototype, it was spec'd basically exactly like this, but they're only making 240 units of the car. It's got a special exterior yellow paint, the calipers are yellow, it's got really cool bronze wheels, and it's got a really nice black and yellow interior as well. Speaking of the interior, let's talk about it. Now, I love the interior spec of the launch car. I think the black and blue two-tone makes the interior look a lot more exciting, especially with the blue suede inserts. If it was all black, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. It makes the car feel a little bit lower scale. Now, I'll be honest, there are some parts of the interior that I don't like. I think the center transmission tunnel looks kind of plasticky and cheap. The upper portion of the doors do as well. Same with some of the vents. I really don't like the design of the door handle, but there are some really nice parts of the interior of the car. Particularly the seats look really comfortable. The design language is brilliant. Now, Toyota did have the advantage here, given the fact that they borrowed most of the interior components from BMW. So we have that familiar, high quality German interior feel. But the Nissan does have some cool elements that the Supra does not have. For one, the full digital instrument cluster has really nice graphics, cool animations, and it can also be customizable. There's 3 different display options, which the Supra does not have. Now we've got a massive multimedia screen in the center of the car. It's a little bit more fluid in design. It's not tacked on the top, kind of like the Supra is, but overall, I actually like the layout of the Supra multimedia more. I think because of the slope of the Z's multimedia system, as well as the dials on top and the vents around it, it just looks a little bit cluttered to me. But you also have to remember the Z is a lot cheaper, starting at $40,000. Overall, I think they did a really great job with the new Z. It looks good. It's got much more power than I was expecting. Seriously, 400 horsepower. Good job, Nissan. And the fact that it's rear-wheel drive and comes with a manual transmission is an absolute delight. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll get an opportunity to actually take one out on the road and give it a full review. I imagine it drives well, but we'll wait and see to find out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you next video.